Think. Hello. All right, it's up on my screen.
Are you live?
I am live. It says live. Hello. The universe inside the computer.
Oh, there you are.
Hi.
Hello. You're a little delayed.
It's up on my screen.
You live?
I am live. Oh. It says live. What do I do? I hear me on you.
Universe inside the computer. Oh, I'm gonna mute this. You won't.
Oh, okay.
Oh, there you are.
Hi.
Hello. See the delay?
Yes.
A little delayed.
It's up on my.
Okay, go ahead.
Hi, everybody. Thank you so much for joining for Express Updos today. We are going to get started right at 1 o'clock, so I will be back at 1.
We got hello, Jessica and Jessica.
Hi.
Everyone's excited.
Yay.
Lots of friends.
Hi, everyone.
So cute. 2 minutes.
Okay.
Gabby's on here.
Oh, hey, Gabby.
One minute, doll.
Okay.
Mini me.
Hey.
Hi, Cor.
Hi,
Cor.
Hi, Von Berg. I feel like I'm like the man behind the curtain right now.
And you're ready.
Hey!
Let's go.
Yay! Hi guys, hi everyone. Thank you so much for joining me on today's live. My name is Jessica Bartolucci and I'm a Keune Academy Trainer, and I am so excited to be here today with you, sharing tips and tricks on express updos, hoping to make your life a little bit easier and make upstyling a little less scary for you. I would love to introduce Miss Jessica Mills. She is this way over here. I see her beautiful face on my FaceTime. She is going to be helping me with your guys' questions and comments and feeding me any questions that you guys may have. So please feel free, if you do, put it in the comments, and Jess is going to help make this run nice and smoothly. Thank you, Jess. So without further ado, I would love to get started and introduce my friend, Emma. So Emma and I have gotten pretty close over these past couple of weeks, being at home in my kitchen in Buffalo, New York. And I've been honing in a little bit more on my styling skills as well, because I think now more than ever in these times, you know, not only for us as stylists, but for our clients at home too, we can really share with them some tips and tricks, how to hide some grays, maybe different ways so they don't get bored and just keep putting their like hair in a bun right on top of their head. So last night I prepped Emma and we put her in this beautiful little scarf work just to give a little bit of a hair hack, if you will, on how to get a little bit more of a wave to her hair. So I will take this down for you and show the beautiful curl and wave that you can achieve just by a little bit of product, some scarf work in her hair. So I decided, instead of wanting to do a hot set, something that was just really nice was just to throw this in the scarf, do a little bit of the soft mousse from Keune with a little bit of the instant blowout. And this is something really great as well that you can share with your clients. And they can also hide their grays with scarf, which is super cool. So I'd love to share how we achieve that if you guys are interested. So here we have two scarves that I just kind of put together. What's really exciting, and what Jessica just told me, is in May with a gift with purchase, you're going to be getting a Keune headscarf. So that's super cool. I'm extra excited to redo this look with the Keune scarf. So definitely look out for that. I think it's May. May? Yeah.
Yes, doll.
Yes, May.
Can you move her a little closer to the camera?
Absolutely. So there we go. So what we're going to do is just pop on the headscarf right on top of her head here. Wherever her part line is, or however close you want to go to the front of her hairline is totally fine. I'm just going to take two clips just to help secure the scarf on the top of her head here. From there, what we're going to do is just take the hair from that front hairline here, separate that out, and give that a really nice twist around that headscarf. Same thing following through, grabbing sort of randomized sections. So this isn't a look that's going to give you like a perfect wave at the end of the day, not like a perfect heat set, something more so that just gives you a little bit more of that lived in texture and look. And then rolling all the way around to the back of her head here. I definitely like to do this on damp hair, so that way her hair is not soaking wet. And this is a look that your client can either sleep in, or even if they style their hair in the morning, you can go maybe, sit on the couch, chill, watch some Netflix and things like that right now. Or you could, maybe head to the grocery store and have a nice stylized look as well. So from here, what we'll do is just clip that into place to keep that nice and secure and follow through onto the other side.
Is the hair wet or dry, Jess?
The hair currently is damp. So I like to do this on damp hair. This way it gives the hair a little bit more of the texture to it. Funny enough, I did try this hairstyle on dry hair. And I actually utilized Keune's defrizz serum, and I got a really, really nice wave out of it as well. So I feel like if you were to prep your hair with a mousse, your dry hair with a mousse or a defrizz serum, you could achieve this look still. And then wrapping that around. There we go. And then from there, what you'll do is just take your sections, cross them on over, remove that clip, and just give a nice little bow in the back. Tie that on off. And you're all set with your beautiful wet set for that evening. What do you guys think?
Love it. Could you also pop them under the dryer at the salon?
You absolutely could pop them under the dryer at the salon. I would say on a really nice low heat, and make sure that you have a heat protectant onto the hair, something like the Instant Blowout, or even maybe like the Blowout Jelly from Keune, as it gives a heat protectant of up to 446 degrees, just to keep that hair's integrity intact. Cool.
Awesome.
Beautiful. So there, I'll bring back my girl Emma here. So Emma was set in a wet set. I had her set overnight. And I just think it's a really cool, beautiful tousled texture instead of having another heat setted style to her hair. So what I would love to share with you guys now is something that I like to call the romantic. So this is just a really beautiful tousled look, somebody that likes something a little bit more like, well, romantic, for lack of a better word, right? I feel like a lot of the times, we get so scared into throwing everything into an up style. So I like to take up styling and break it down so it's a little bit more effortless for us. So what I like to do is go through and section out my hair whenever I'm doing an up style. So with that, it's going to help give me a really beautiful roadmap to the hair, and I can see exactly what I still need to put up and what might be down in her hair. Before I begin on that, what I do like to do is just to take my comb and find where that comb leaves her head. You guys can see that? So right
towards the camera
a little bit. There we go. That good? Cool. So we'll put the comb on her head, and where that comb leaves that head there is where I'm going to section off right behind that ear. When I do section, I like to go on a diagonal back in a zigzag pattern, grabbing a little bit of that hair that's right behind that ear. You guys see that okay? Cool. So from there, I'm going to clip that away and do the same thing on the other side here. Following that line, going through on a zigzag and diagonal and bringing that back. And then we'll secure away the sides of her hair. Now the reason I like to do a zigzag is because this way it gives me a more seamless blend when I marry all of the sections together, and I don't have to worry about trying to get a harsh line out of the hair. I don't know if you guys have ever dealt with that yourself, but that was a big point and a good aha moment that I definitely had. So when I do secure away that hair, I like to either use a cushion clip, which is just something like this that has that little rubber on the inside, or I also like to utilize a no crease clip. And the no crease clip does exactly that, leaves you no creases. So again, you're not going to be fighting with the tools that you're using on the hair, and it just makes life a little bit easier for you guys. Any questions out there? Doing good? Cool. So again, from there, we're just going to take out the top section of her hair again on a zigzag pattern. You don't have to be super precise with it. That's what gives a little bit more of that romantic, effortless look. From there, we're just going to clip away that bottom section.
Can this be done at home?
Absolutely. I think this is really easy because we have the nice section. So this is something that you can definitely maybe have a FaceTime call like with your clients too, and utilize and show them what they can do and achieve at home in their bathroom or in the kitchen or wherever they feel like putting their hair up. It's just something really nice that you can use, your clients can use, and again, that they can have just as a little extra. And it's a really nice like gift that you're kind of giving to them to make them still feel like they're at the salon during this time. So from there, what I'm going to utilize is Keune's Precision Powder. The Precision Powder is really nice because it does have a hold factor of 3 and a shine factor of 1. And that's all out of 10. So what I'm going to do here is give a little bit of a spray right at that root area here, just to give myself a little bit more of a volume. I really like to use this precision powder in the crown area here. As you can see, it's definitely precision where the spray goes. Just kind of rough that in a little bit just to help give a little bit of texture, but it's soft enough that your hands aren't going to get stuck right through it, which is really great. So to create all that texture on top that you saw on that benchmark back there, we're again just going to section off into 3 sections through this top area. So 1 in the middle, 1 to the left, and 1 to the right. Again, utilizing that zigzag. And take that off to the side here. So from there, we're going to grab the middle piece first and just give a twist to that middle piece. Now, when you're twisting, you want to make sure that it's actually a little bit tighter. So don't start out super loose with this, because then you're going to lose all of that texture pretty fast when you put your bobby pins back in. So just grab that hair from underneath, give that a nice twist. And then when we want to secure it, make sure the back of your hand is touching that scalp here. What that's going to do and help to ensure is that you have no elevation. So if I were to start securing and have my hand out here, the bobby pins are going to kind of come right through on this underneath rather than securing right underneath. So from there, I'll take my bobby pin, make sure that the opening is facing down towards the ground, and in a crisscross manner, secure that bobby pin right on in. Taking down my next section on the other side and doing the same thing. Give it a twist to this is a mirror of a mirror, so to the middle, towards the middle. How's that? Because I can't tell if this is the left or the right on the mirror of the mirror. It's super funny. So twisting towards the middle is a little bit easier, I guess. So twist towards the middle. And same thing again, take your bobby pin. If your bobby pin does have ridges on one side, I always like to put those towards the scalp. It just helps to give a little bit more grip to the bobby pin as well, so it won't fall out. I really like to do as minimal as bobby pins as possible in the hair, because a lot of the times I feel like clients feel like it's so heavy, or they always lose bobby pins, so you might only have so many at your house too. So sometimes less pinning is more. And that was really something that I actually learned from the global creative director of Keune when I sat in on one of her classes. It was really, really eye-opening for me. Again, twisting towards that middle, and just in a crisscross, push those pins in, grabbing a little bit of hair and all the way down. Now that we have those secure, what we can do from here is just grab the middle here and secure that onto the head. And we can push up on the crest of the waves. And this is where I kind of say you have to like listen to the hair and see what the hair wants to do and what it's telling you to do. Because I feel like another thing too, I always hear like my clients, and I'm sure you guys do too, like, why is the bun I put in my head always the best bun when I'm like about to go to bed, right? It's because we're not overthinking it. So when we don't overcomplicate and just listen to our hair and what it wants to do, I feel like we get a little bit more success that way. So pushing on up. And then again, depending on your client's needs, wants, whatever they like, you can get a lot more volume, or you don't have to push it out as much if they just want a little bit softer of volume up in this area here. From there, I'm going to take the Soft Set Hairspray. It has a hold of 5 and a shine of 7, and I'm just going to lightly spray just to give myself a little bit security as I'm working through that hair. Any questions so far?
What do you like best about soft set?
I love soft set because it's really workable. I like to build with my hairsprays a lot of the times when I'm doing up styles. So the softest one still gives me a little bit of brushability, a lot of movement, and then working up. We're actually going to utilize all of the Keune hairsprays today, so I'm excited to show you kind of like the difference and versatility of them all as well.
So I just want to share this comment with you. So you're the hair whisperer.
Oh, the hair whisperer. That's so sweet, whoever said that.
Princess Smith.
Oh, well, thank you very much for that. You just got to listen to the hair. Maybe that's why, right? So what we're going to do now in the back here is just section out into 3 sections. I like to kind of disperse that hair from the top here and have almost equal like sections. So we'll do 1 section there, and then grab 1 more section on this other side here and take that away. Then you're just gonna grab 3 elastics. So with your 3 elastics, you're gonna grab this hair and give 3 ponytails across the bottom right at the nape. So why I say right at the nape right now is because this is gonna really give you that beautiful kind of romantic low bun style. And a lot of the times too, I feel like it's just in anything else, like with design work and with hair coloring as well. We're always so on top of it that sometimes we don't like step back to really look at that end silhouette. So this way, having it nice and low is gonna give the client a really beautiful silhouette, like from her chin, her forehead, the top, and all the way back. But that being said, if you want to like go a little bit further, a little bit more avant-garde or something with this, could you totally take these 3 ponytails, go diagonal, maybe make this a mohawk? Absolutely. And if you guys do that, I definitely encourage you to, because now's the time to play if you have a mannequin at home, right? And again, finish off with 1 more ponytail on that opposite side. Beautiful. From there, I'm going to grab the forming wax. So the forming wax is a really great texture of a wax. It's a little bit like thicker, I feel. It does have a hold factor of 7 and a shine factor, a hold factor of 5 and a shine factor of 7. What I like to do is just act like, well, I guess in this instance, I'll say I'm washing my hands and put it all over, so from the front to the back. And it really helps to navigate and give my hair a little bit more memory so it doesn't stick to the hair. From there, sometimes I do like to use this almost like a paddle on the back of my hand and just put a little bit of reserve there so I can pick it up and not have to go back and forth from my puck to my hair.
So Jess, what if you accidentally had too much on your hands?
If you have too much on your hands, you can either have a handy towel nearby and wipe it on off. Or sometimes if you feel like there's too much on here, I actually like to take the volume powder again. Nope, not that one, the precision powder right here. The precision powder, because it is such like a low hold. You can just spray that right into your hands. And it becomes a little less waxy and gives you a little bit more grip for you to be able to slip through that hair. This is really great for that hair that has a ton of frizz, like curly hair and things of that nature. I also really like to mix and cocktail together the forming wax with the precision on somebody who might have a little bit more of like a skinnier hair, because it gives me some really good grip and it actually doesn't weigh their hair down at all.
Great tip.
So from here, we're going to twist the hair into two sections. Now, in the middle ponytail, it doesn't quite matter. If you want to twist both of these to the right, absolutely go ahead. If you want to start off and twist both of these to the left, I probably said that backwards because it's a mirror of a mirror. It's fine. You can go either way that you want to. But just make sure that they're both going in the same direction. So I'm going to continue just to twist them towards me. Once you have them twisted, you're going to twist them the opposite way of where you just went. I like to keep some nice tension on here, nothing super, super tight like this, but just enough that my hair isn't going to really like fall out of it. And I hope maybe you can guys see the nice like shine that forming wax is giving me. And it's really helping to control any of that excess frizz that might happen. So from there, as you keep twisting, you'll find the ends of the hair here. Take a little bit of a piece of the hair, like you can barely even see it, and we're just going to give a push up. What this is going to do is it's going to start creating a little bit more of that texture for me, as well as, just like we did on top, finding like that crest of that wave here and lifting on up. So something else to definitely keep in mind when you're doing this ponytail, I'd go like 3 ponytails, 5 ponytails, 9 ponytails. Whatever way you go with your ponytails, I would always keep them at an odd amount. And that being is because of, I kind of say like in designing, if you guys do any like design work of like houses, homes, decors and things like that, they have, it's called the law of threes, or the laws of like odds. What happens when you have an odd number of things is it forces your eye to move around, so it creates a more interesting visual experience. So that way when you have the odd numbers, your eye kind of flows a little bit more around than the evens where you might get stuck somewhere. So I don't know, if you're stuck at home and like redecorating a shelf, just keep it at odd numbers. It's gonna be great. So from here, we're going to do the same thing, but on this side, we're going to twist towards the middle. How's everyone doing out there?
They're doing great.
Great.
They're loving all of your product tips.
Oh, lovely. So definitely twist, twist, twist. Same thing. Push up. And again, it's going to seem a little bit funny at first because you're going to be like, what's going on here? But just, as Jessica Mill says, trust the process. And just kind of pin. And don't worry about like releasing the hair or getting too much of that whimsical look now. It's best just to secure the hair first and then pull it apart at the end. So one more on this side. Again, twisting it towards the middle, going that opposite way. I'll go like double speed. If you need me to slow down, let me know on that one. And then this way, Just kind of push, and you can see all of that texture that that's starting to create naturally for you. Now, this is something, we're definitely slowing down so you guys can, review, rewatch on Facebook Live, and I believe these are going to be on YouTube at a later date and time. But real life in the salon, like once you get the hang of this is really great for bridal parties where maybe the bridesmaid was like, I don't know what I want, and you're really pressed for time. Realistically, without like this, like the hot set in the hair, could probably get this done in about 15 minutes, which is really cool. It's a lot of high impact in a nice short amount of time, which I think we're going to be all looking for, especially I know like in like balayage and color, that's what we always look for, right? You want to get high impact, but maybe not like a 6-hour session sometimes. So from here, what we're going to do is grab that precision powder again. I'm just going to give her a little bit of that texture at that root area. Bring this on back. And what you'll notice too is if I was doing this like in a salon in real time, the back, I would be bringing everything to my center and to my heart here. So where your body placement is in upstyling is just as important as where it is in colors and design work as well. So with this being said, on the side, since I'm walking this piece of the hair over to my other side, I am going to be traveling around the head like so. And just doing that same thing. Give a twist, give a pull. Put my bobby pin in. Keep that nice, secure, safe, and sound away. And on the opposite side, again, when it comes to sides, just like in highlighting where you want to work side to side so everything like lifts evenly, you're going to want to work side to side, because that way when you're walking around your client or your mannequin, who knows, you can make sure everything is visually appealing on the silhouette and everything has that same tension, tightness, and texture as well.
So Jess, how much of that side section did you pull?
Oh, great question. So the question was, how much of that side section did I pull? I really just like to cut that kind of like in half. Again, I'll use like a diagonal back line when I'm doing the sides just to bring everything back. But for this mannequin, I go halvesies. For somebody who might have a ton of hair, maybe I'll do 3s. Somebody that might not have as dense of hair, maybe I'll just do 1 section. So it depends on real life as well. But for my mannequin's purposes, I just did half. Thank you for that question. So again, walking that around. Taking that end piece, pulling, and then we can just pin that right into place. Cool. Finishing that off. Now, if this was a guest who has like a fringe or maybe some sort of like hair around her temple and her hairline, what I like to do here is I'll kind of like take the hair out and I'll shake it. This way, if they do have any sort of like fringe or anything like that, and if they want something right along their hairline, it gives you more of like a natural fall than a forced like pick out. That's just something that I found definitely helps and works for me. So I hope that that can work for you as well. Again, just to complete that, going around, pin that in, bobby pin facing the floor, and one more time on this side.
Beautiful, Jess.
Cool. Any questions on that? You can put in a little like hair ornament arrangement, and then this is where you can really kind of go into that hair and start pulling it apart when you're done. Take that step back to really visualize and see maybe where you need a little bit more of like another bobby pin or something like that. And then she's ready for either little Netflix chilling, or a nice date in the kitchen, or who knows right now. You never know. So we'll take this guy out, and then what we're going to create next is a little bit of a twist on the classic. So what the twist on the classic is I always was really intrigued with chignon styles. I think they're really beautiful. They're super elegant. And I love that right now, currently, the trend is going towards a little bit more of that like refined elegance. From what I see, it's definitely anything goes. But in styling, everyone sort of wants like a modern take on a traditional or classic look. So this is kind of my modern take on the classic chignon style. So we'll take all of this out.
I love too how it still is really cool. Like if it's a bride and they take it down, you know, at the reception, they can still have this really cool look.
Absolutely. So that's something that's really great too about, you know, the setup and setting your client's hair. So if you were to do a hot set style, it takes 20 minutes for the hot set to completely cool off. So however you decide to style, you know, your bride, you can start off with setting her hair and then putting that back up. Or, I mean, even you could just keep this up for a half up, half down do. I know myself, a lot of my brides sometimes want that double look, and they're like, come to my wedding and then just redo my hair for me. And you're like, okay, but it's a little scary. But when this is like 15 minutes, it doesn't take her away from her reception and her people and her big day, but also will give her, you know, multiple looks from there. So moving forward with the classic, a twist on the classic. So from here, how's that? You guys can see okay? Cool. Again, starting off on my mannequin, I'm always just going to go back to my sort of basic parting, if you will, of those 3 sections. So taking that zigzag, again, taking a little bit of hair behind that ear, clipping that away with either my cushion or my no crease clip, coming back in on this side. And something else that's really great too about all of these products is as we're building, so I set her again with the soft mousse and the instant blowout spray, and then we just put the precision powder in there, is all these products are super buildable. So you're not gonna really feel like your hair's too like heavy or tacky. I know a lot of the times too, currently, we probably don't wanna wash our hair as much as you know, we would if we were going out every day. So it's nice that all these products can build up on each other without weighing the hair down. So from here, we're just going to take a nice elastic and create, again, a really low ponytail for the beginning of that chignon on the side. Again, if you want to go a little more creative, you could take it to the left, take it to the right, however you like. But for today, we're just going to take it nice and easy right in the center. Right there. So from here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab the liquid hairspray and just give that a nice mist right on top, just to help smooth everything down. What I love about the liquid hairspray is it has a hold of 9. So what that's going to do, again, is give me a really great hold away from any of that frizz. But if I'd like to, with my client or with my guest as well, I can still kind of pick up and pull on these pieces if you're looking for a little bit more of a texturized look in this interior. Cool. From there, I'm going to grab the volumizing powder. So this is different than the precision powder. It does have a little bit more hold, which is a hold of 7. What I like about this is going to give me a little bit more of a structured volume that I'm looking for in the chignon style. So what I love about all these up styles too is I've created them on people who have super skinny hair. I've also created them on people who have like massive amounts of hair like I do. And it works really great and effortlessly for any sort of hair canvas, which is really, really great. From there, what we'll do is go in and just give that a little bit of a back comb. Now you don't want to go in and like rough it up too much like this, just enough so you're going to have a little bit of volume and a nice little bit of a cushion underneath.
Are you kind of using like a C stroke?
Yes, thank you for that. So the question was, am I using a C stroke? You can absolutely go in and have that happen more with your wrist. So going in with more of that C stroke, just to give a little bit of a softness to the hair. That way, as you can see, when your client comes home, they don't have a big mess to comb out, and it comes out really, really nice and easy for them. So just giving that a little bit of a back combing up. Taking another elastic, putting that down on the bottom here. And then from there, what I like to do is I like to grab a roller pin. So roller pin or a jumbo pin, whichever way you like to call that, if you can see that, a little bit larger than your regular bobby pin. And at a horizontal, I'm going to put that in the tail of the hair, right behind that rubber band. So my rubber band is right here, and then right behind that rubber band. So from there, what we'll do is just roll the hair on up. Cool. Wherever you visually like to see that, she wants a little bit higher, you can go high, a little bit lower, you can go really nice and low with this. And just push that bobby pin or that roller pin right to the hair. And then just start again, sort of listening to that hair in here. Now, if you have a couple flyaways or something got a little bit loose on you, you can take a U-pin like this and just go in with the tip of that U-pin to help clean up that shape. The reason I like to do this is I feel like it gets a little bit more into the hair than sort of like the end of a rat tail comb would. And it's, you know, working for me double time with those two ends rather than the one end. Something else that I love to do too to secure this away is I have these little guys. They are actually called, I think they're like magic grip hairpins, if you can see that. They're really nice and really easy to like structure that hair in. You can just kind of take that in, secure that down into that hair, and it's going to give a lot more hold and grip. Now, if you don't have one of those magic grip hairpins, you can take a U-pin like this, and then at the very bottom, just give a little bit of a bend to that hair. This way, the pin isn't super straight, and it helps to hug that curve of that occipital bone. So that way, the pin doesn't just slide on through. It actually hugs, and it gives a little bit more of a staying power. So to push that in, what you'll do is just take it underneath and secure that right on in. Super easy.
Jess,
yes.
Sorry.
No,
I know
good.
you do a lot of styling. So do you have a resource that you like to buy your supplies, things like that?
It's kind of funny. I go a little bit everywhere. You could probably like find these guys on Amazon. That's where I found them. I kind of just look around, even at like Targets, Walmart's, Hobby Lobbies, and think of different resources and like, well, how could I use that? These little magic hair grips I did find on Amazon. If you'd like, I can find a link and we can send that out to you if that's something you guys are interested in too.
That would be great.
Awesome. So from there, now that we have our nice little chignon happening in that back of her head, this is where it's the twist on the classic. Just take that hair from the sides. Again, you can cut that in two, you can grab that into one, however you would like to see that end result and that end look. Clip that away. Give that a little bit of twist, walk that on over. And this just gives a really pretty natural finish or adornment on the top of the hair if you want a little bit of that extra like texture onto that top. If you're somebody that's looking for a little bit more smoothness, that's great too. We'll just rake that out a little bit. And if you do want a little bit more of that smooth look, you can just sort of place that right on top. Grab your bobby pin and secure that into the interior of that chignon as well. Again, just listening to where that hair wants to lay and lie. Push that bobby pin into the hair. And for these guys, I'm doing them at a horizontal, so this way they don't slip down and fall through, and that way you won't be able to see them like underneath on this side. Because I know that's sort of always like the part that got me was this hole that ended up here. So I found when I utilized those U-pins at a curve, it helped a whole bunch, as well as going more of a horizontal pin placement, and it really is secure and holds very, very well for you as well. Any questions out there?
No, they're helping you out with putting out some links of the magic.
Somehow I knew you guys are gonna love those. They are really cool. I also utilize those magic clips to keep my bun on top of my head really nice and secure. So if you find that you can't find something for that, it's another way to utilize them. Yeah, because it takes a whole lot to hold this hair up.
Yeah.
A whole lot.
Your hair is almost as long as you are tall.
It's very tame today, I feel. So there we go, a nice, beautiful twist on the classic. And then again, we can just listen to that hair, pop another little U-pin in there, and away she goes. Ready for some beautiful, like I keep saying, Netflix and chilling, because that's what we all got to be doing right now.
Right. So, Jess, we know, we're cautious about giving information about charging for services.
Absolutely.
What's like an average that you would charge for this, considering how quick it is?
So I think that definitely depends on like your demographic and where you are as well. Sometimes with services like this, if it's something super like quick and easy and effortless, if I have like 15 minutes at the end of my client's appointment and I want to get some great content for Instagram, I'll ask my client, be like, hey, do you want to walk away today with an up style? Like in return, I just ask that you be my model. You'll see me or you'll see yourself up on Instagram. And I find that way it really gives me a little bit more of a push, because sometimes, we sell like restaurants really easy and what's on Netflix really easy, but we don't like sell ourselves, if you will. So if my client isn't aware that I do up styles, it's great because they'll be like, hey, I'm going out Friday night. Can I do that chignon? And they'll be happy to, pay for that. So again, depending on your demographic and where you are, is how I would kind of go about that. But I do say that you invest your time and you invest your money, so just don't shortchange yourself on that. Does that answer? Does that help?
Great tip.
Cool. So again, you'll see what's really cool is we've brushed this out. We've done a couple of different styles, a couple of different looks, and she still has some really great wave, some really great texture to her hair. So she's all ready for, like brunch in the kitchen tomorrow, after her night out in the living room. And that way, you can really, again, have this look lasting. And I think that's what's great. Even though it might be a quick look, it really is a lasting look. And I think that's something that clients and, professionals like us can appreciate all the same. Cool. How we feeling? We have a little more time, or are we running down on time? Got more time?
You got 18 minutes.
18 minutes, cool. We can totally do another look in 18 minutes. All right, let's go for something that I like to call is let's tie the knot. I feel like I have to like come down and say hi to you guys. I like to call it let's tie the knot. I was really inspired with this one. It was something that I kept seeing people were showcasing their hair color with. So it was something that you may have seen before on Instagram, but I looked at it and I was like, that's pretty cool. How could I incorporate that into an up style? So again, surprise, surprise, 3 sections going back. It's just really nice and easy this way. Again, just to have that nice roadmap clipped away and clipped out for you. So moving from there, what we'll do is keep this section down. From here, I'm going to, again, take my comb, kind of find where my client's, where it leaves my client's head or my mannequin's head, Emma, at this point. So it's right about there. So I'm going to come in at a V to that section right there. And I will spin her around so you guys can see that. So just a nice, I guess, horseshoey V shape right around that top section there for you. Beautiful. From there, just to keep myself nice and tidy, I'm going to clip away that bottom hair. We're going to bring this down. How's the lighting? Can you see that okay?
Looks good.
Beautiful. So what we're going to do here is, again, keep that back of our hand close to that scalp. Gather all of the hair into your hand and just simply create a knot. So we're going to come on over and come on under. So you definitely want a little bit of length with this hair. This is probably the shortest that you could possibly go. I'm going to thank my nails for being able to reach in and get that tail there. And, well, see, there we go. Ready? One more time. All right, so reach that over. Put that end right on through. Push up on that knot. And just grab the outside of that knot and sort of like lift up towards the ceiling. Because what that's going to do is it's going to help to secure it for yourself. So this is something that, again, as you can see, that's like the shortest I would go is this mannequin, just from the fact that you can't get that tail through. But this is something really easy. I think everyone knows how to tie a knot. You can share this with your client at home. And if you were to like take this down, they have a cute little up style that they can walk around with as well. If they want to leave it just in this like half up style, what you can do from there is grab your elastic and at that very bottom, at that tail, just tie that elastic in. And secure that on up. So that way it's not going to fall and she has that security all day long to walk along. I really never, I don't know about you guys, but I really never utilize elastics a whole bunch in my up styling. And once I did, I found that they replaced probably about like 50% of the bobby pin work that I had to do. It's just really great because it does create a lot of hair where maybe like somebody with a little bit finer hair has. It just helps to give a lot more volume to the hair somehow than all those heavy bobby pins. So on the other side, I'll walk through what we just did on this side. Create another low ponytail. You're just not going to push out all of those ends on this guy. Closer together, you can go far apart with them. The world's your oyster. Do whatever your heart is telling you to do. So now you're going to just end up with these cute kind of like loopy pigtails on each side. I'm going to grab some more bobby pins from over here. So what you'll do from here is just take one of those loops and grab your fingers through it. You're going to take your other looped ponytail, grab that, and just feed that on through. So one more time, if you need to see that, you'll just take your fingers through one of those loops, grab the whole loop on the other one, and just feed that on through. What this is going to end up giving you is just like a really cute, intricate like bun. Yeah, it's pretty much it. Because you're a really beautiful, intricate bun with a lot of low, like minimal work to it. And I just like adding this extra up here just for like a piece of interest. You could totally utilize one of the other tops that we just went through. You could totally do one of those for in here. But I just think something like that gives it a little bit more of like an intricacy and just something, again, that rule of threes, that visual movement for your eye, just to kind of like move around. Again, From here, what I'll do is utilize a couple of my U-pins just to create a little bit of an extra hold for that hair. And then if you do have enough hair on the sides and it does come back, you can totally create a couple more knots up here as well. Or do a little like twist action, whatever your heart desires. From here, I'll go with 2 more knots. So for this one, again, the back of my hand is going to keep on to that scalp. And I think that really helps to create and keep me on track with which way that knot is going. So you could do this with a bunch of hair. You could do tinier sections and create a little bit more visual interest that way as well. And then just kind of pull that on apart. It almost ends up looking like you created a whole bunch of braids in the hair, but at the same time, what I really love about it is it's just that minimal work. It's really easy, again, for your client to take out or to even try for themselves at home.
10 minutes then.
Beautiful. Any other questions out there?
We've had some questions about the color on the mannequin.
Oh, yeah. So the color on the mannequin, I was waiting for that one. The color on the mannequin is actually Keune's Color Chameleon. So this is our direct dye color. I utilize a couple of different techniques on her. I did do a highlighting technique from Keune's Blonde Ambition. So if you are tuning in with us all week, I do believe that Amber has a couple more classes coming up talking about blondes. She did a great technique last week, so you can catch that on either the Facebook Live or YouTube. So I utilized that technique to lift her hair, and then I deposited over the rose, the violet, and the magenta. I'm going to be honest, I did it a while ago. I definitely have the formula, and I can absolutely share that with you guys. And I can send that over. I can put that on either my Instagram, or we can share that on the Facebook Live as well to get the precise formulation on that for you guys.
Absolutely.
But it's really beautiful. I've washed this mannequin about 10 times, and as you can see, it's really, really still vibrant. And I did leave her base color, so this was the mannequin's natural hair color on top, and then I just kind of weaved in all of those colors. So it really has a beautiful direct dye lasting power to it as well, that you don't see run down the drain or on your towels or anything like that. So from there, I'm just again gonna kind of pick up those randomized pieces, sort of listen to that hair, and then we can stick in wherever we want to go.
They'd also like you to post your lipstick color.
Yeah, sorry guys. Like, I really want to come down and just, I should say hi every now and again. Maybelline Driver, I know that one. I'm like, this was a little more intricate of formula. I did it around Valentine's Day, so yeah. I think I actually have the formula. It might be posted on my Instagram page at Jessica_Bartolucci. I don't think you'll have to go back too far. And that could also be on there as well. Because sharing is caring. So I always love sharing tips and tricks and information. And again, this is all things that I've found over time definitely worked for me. And I think now more than ever, it's really, really important for us just to stay connected, stay inspired. So if you have tips and tricks, you know, put them out there in the world. And I'm sure somebody will be inspired like by you and just sharing, and, you know, be very, very thankful for that.
Yeah. And what else would they like to see from us?
Yes. And what else you'd like to see from us? So with our Keune Academy Live, tomorrow, which is Friday, you guys are going to have the opportunity, if you hop on here again at 1 p.m. to watch my friend and a very good mentor to me, Mr. Gareth Palmer, and he's going to be doing Unleashing Texture. So that's going to be how to create more texture within design work, within cutting. And then next week we have a whole gamut again. We have James, Dallin, Amber, and Alicia. There's a whole bunch of people.
George.
The
calendar will go out
Calendar will go out tomorrow. So, stay connected through our Facebook on North America, stay connected on Instagram, and definitely we're listening and we're here for you guys and we want to keep you motivated and inspired as well. So tell us what you want to see and what you want to learn a little bit more of. And we just want to thank you guys for staying connected with us through all of this and staying inspired with us as well. Yes. Yeah. Yay.
See you next time.
Oh, yeah, okay, we're done. All right, I'll see you guys next time. Thank you for joining me again, and we'll see you all next week. Bye. I don't know how to end it.
It's live.
Yay. It did it. Do I want to save it or delete it? If you end this live now, hold on. Okay.